What's going on, guys?
What's going on, Mr. 1500?
Hey, thank you, Scotty. I just want to make sure. All right, I know I was a little late there. I couldn't figure out what button to hit.
We got some technical difficulties. Well,
Yeah, I know, right?
congratulations, man. That's a big number. Think about that for like 1 second. There's
Yeah.
1,500 people who want to look at that mug.
I know, right? It's very surprising to say the least when you got Trev on a live stream. Their sexy old Trev. So, but Scotty, thank you for hopping in. Try to keep up with the chat here too.
We're part of the problem. We're ones that created that monster.
I know, right? Oh God. Well, good to see you, and good to see everybody in the chat. I know I saw Adriana. She had popped in there. Trev, what's going on, Trev? John Kranz is in the chat. Sugar Kitty's in the chat. Got Brian D is in the chat, and the Mash and Drum, Jason himself. Got Steve A in the chat. Whiskey Lord, cheers, buddy. Got DMCKY in the chat. Richie Z, one of the big wrenches is in the house, man. Good old Richie. He's everywhere. Richie is everywhere. Oh, wow. John Kranz with the $10 super chat. I got to write that down because I don't know if anybody is keeping track of these, but I do have some giveaways today, guys. One of the things
you better keep track of them because I can't see any of the chat. Well, I'm just doing it quick on my phone. I had to jump on here real quick, but
okay, no worries.
I can't see any of the chat. So what's up, everyone?
Got Adam Olson in here. Justin Jenkins is in the house. Daniel H is in the house. JC. Okay, Whiskey Mountains is in here. She says, I got you. Good deal. John Kranz, turkey for my next pour. Just cracked my Remus 5. Very nice. Robot Scott. Hey, buddy. Hendo, what's going on? Got Daniel H too as well. Well, good to see you guys here, and thank you for stopping in. I know Trev has a very impactful live stream going on right now for cancer. So, like I said, I had to hop off. I pushed mine back a little bit just to give him a little bit more time, but due to his power outages and stuff like that, his is definitely more important. Mine was just kind of a celebration and a big thank you to you guys, the community, for everything, for supporting me. I do appreciate it. So real quick, and I'll get back into the chat in a second. One of the things I wanted to do today was put up some modern day turkey up against some dusty turkey. So with me, I brought 4 bottles. I went out and just bought a new wild turkey 101 because the one that I have right next to it is getting low. So I have this one as well. Now, some of you may know this or not, but from what I understand, some of this wild turkey here and this one and this particular bottle was older than what was said to be. I don't know if David Jennings is in the chat, if he can confirm that. I know he was going to pop on. He posted it on his Patreon, but do you know, Scotty, off the top of your head, wasn't there certain codes on some of the wild turkeys that they were actually aged a little bit older?
Jason would probably know too. I know he talked to DJ about some of that stuff, so he probably would know what some of those codes and stuff may be as well. So is that a bottle from like maybe a couple years ago?
Yeah, this is the bottle from last year.
Oh, okay, yeah. So maybe that is one of the ones that had some of that older juice in it. So.
Gotcha. Will Henderson with the super chat. Cheers, guys. Thank you for that. Malt reviews. Let's get dusty. That's right, baby. Let's get dusty. So we have the 2 modern day turkeys. And so one of the ones that I brought along with me here, this one's actually getting a little low. This is a 1980.
Oh, geez.
What is this one? Oh, my God. 1981, maybe? 1980, yeah, this is a 1981. A 1981 wild turkey here. I have a couple of them. I have a couple that are unopened. I didn't bring them with me, but this one's actually getting really low. This one's fantastic, though. So this is an 8-year 101 as well. Again, a little bit older, and this is actually Austin Nichols. So, and then this one here. So I know this is a weird looking bottle, but this actually came from a decanter. This was decanted into this bottle. This is from a 1982 turkey lure, which is actually the thumbnail. It's the bird that was on the thumbnail of my on the thumbnail. That's what the decanter was. And one thing I wanted to talk about on this stream too was the difference in color from these two. It's just I don't know if you can see. Let me see here.
Oh my God, that's huge.
Yeah, and it's something I've looked into. I've reached out to a couple people to see why the wild turkey that comes out of decanters is so much darker than Nate Cox. Thank you for the $10 super chat, my friend. Cheers to 1,500 subs. Thank you very much. Katie Turk, $10 super chat. Thank you very much, Katie. Blue Note 17 sample with your name on it. That is awesome. That's I saw Trev drinking a sample of that on his chat, so that's awesome. DMCKY with a $5 super chat. Cheers and congrats on 1,500. Thank you guys again. I'm I try to give you guys the best content I can. I can't drop reviews all the time just due to work and whatnot, but I do definitely enjoy putting some good content out. I try to got a decent little background right here. It's not it's not up to par with everybody else, but I got to make do with what I got right now. So.
You do a damn good job.
No, I appreciate it, Scotty. Smoking Firewater, $5 super chat. Congrats on 1,500 subs. Cheers, all. Cheers. Hey, Rare Bird 101 is in the house. What's going on, David? Thank you for stopping in, man. Actually, David, you might know this too, and I'm not 100% sure, but we were just comparing the some of the wild turkey that came from decanters up against 81. I think it's an 81 wild turkey year 101. And just looking at the color difference in the two, the decanter is so much darker. I doubt it's due to light exposure, because if it is, that would be significant in all bourbon that is on the shelves right now. That would be bad. So I'm not sure if oh yeah, so David said probably the glaze. Okay, yeah, that would make sense. Huh. All right. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, I guess.
Maybe that could be like the tinting from all the lead.
Yeah, it could be.
I'm just kidding. Actually, I think the whole lead thing in decanters gets way blown out of proportion.
It's not. It's so rare, man. It's very, very rare.
Yeah.
I've never had anything that ever was tested positive for lead. So, and I have tons of stuff that was decanted. So yeah, guys, we're gonna go and we're gonna have again some old turkey up against some new turkey. What I like best, what the differences are. I can tell you one difference between them is the spiciness and the mouthfeel, and I'll get into that as we get these things poured. A couple other people have popped into the chat. Looks like there's 31 in there. Mike Myers is here. Page 13.
That's me.
Oh, that's you. Okay. All right.
That's my wife's folks. They have to use mine. So.
I got you. Yeah. You're on that sneaky account. I see.
Yeah, I am.
Bourbon is in the house. What's going on, Bourbon? This guy, Bourbon comes across some stuff too. He's gone through some Craigslist ads, and I think some estate sales, and has come up very, very lucky in his findings, and that's freaking awesome. Jeffrey Wack, Dusty Nance Whiskey Reviews. Is it normal for bottles from an old decanter to have a decanter note? Recently tried a 1980 Ezra 101. It has a spunk to it. So, something, we always talk about the dusty funk, and it's very odd because not everything that's old has a dusty funk to it. And it's something that I've talked to several people about, Michael Veach, and it's difficult to say because there were so many differences in the making of whiskey back then as opposed to now, where they nowadays use a hybrid corn as opposed to either a white corn or a yellow corn back in the day. The water, the barrels. So there's a lot of differences. The yeast strains that were used back in the day. So there's a lot of things that go into play that can make up those flavor profiles that give it that dusty funk. So it's just something that has been very difficult to figure out, like if that's just how it tasted back then, or if it's, if something did happen to it from sitting for so long. It's definitely something that is up for discussion no matter what. It's just something, because again, so one of the giveaways I was going to have tonight is something that is older, and it doesn't have, at least the bottle that I went through, doesn't have a dusty funk to it. So it's very, very odd. Again, that is something that is definitely up for discussion, but a great question.
Yeah, you always see a lot of those older ones that have those those really nice, dark, deep, rich caramel colors like that. It's nice.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this came from a decanter, and this doesn't have a dusty funk to it. So it's, again, it's something that, again, that is just, it's like one of those unanswered questions in bourbon is just like, did something make it turn, or was it distilled and it had that flavor profile to it? Very difficult to say. Cheech Ardolino. I'm sorry.
Does that one taste any different to you? Like
it does, yeah. I mean, this taste, the one that came from the decanter, tastes way different than the old 8-year 101, and then the modern day turkey. It has a completely different profile to it. It's very strange. Cheech Ardolino, congrats on 1,500 subs. Thank you, Cheech. Do appreciate that. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to keep up with the chat. I'm not as good as these guys are. Catching up on my hand deliveries. You'll have some of my findings to drink soon. Congrats on 1,500 subs. I hope to hit 300 soon. Thank you, Bourbon, for that, guys. If do me a favor, head over to Bourbon's channel and give him a sub. Again, he loves to go dusty hunting, so and he's been quite successful. Steve A, $15 super chat. Congrats on 1,500, Dan. Thank you, Steve. Very much appreciated. Thank you for your support. I know you're always popping in, so thank you for that. And I do plan on holding some more live streams down the road, guys. I just have to get comfortable with it and have the time. That's all. So, Bourbon said he'll be live at 11 p.m. tonight. Good deal. Good deal. Richie said we both look great, Scotty.
Yeah.
I think he's on to something. What do you think?
I don't know. It sounds like he's hitting on us, is what it sounds like.
Got a super chat from AC Jones MD, $5 super chat. Congrats on 1,500 subs. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Thank you so much again for the support. So, guys, every $5 super chat is going to get you entered into the giveaway for some samples and more. So I'm going to go ahead now and let you guys know what I have to give away tonight. So first, again, this is nothing but appreciation for the community and for you guys and for the support. Mike Meyer, $10 super chat. Congrats, Dan. 1,500 subs. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Do appreciate that. And again, it's from you guys. Again, I'm not the most entertaining person. I'll say that. It's ADHD Whiskey and Trev do a really good job of entertaining you guys. So I just try to give you guys the best honest reviews that I can. But do appreciate everything you guys do.
I'll bust out a little bit of the look at the birdie, little Russell, since you're doing turkey. So
yeah, I actually I don't have any Russells here. I think all the Russells are back at my house. Yeah, I don't have any Russells here. I got enough turkey in front of me. I'm good.
Yeah, you do.
So one of the samples I'm going to give away is I'm going to give a 2-ounce sample of my 2017 Pappy Van Winkle 15. I don't have much left, but I will give a 2-ounce sample of the Pappy 15 away tonight. Also on the list, I'm going to give away a sample of one, maybe both of these, depending on the evening and how much I get through on these. I will give.
Is the one in your right hand? Is that the actual label?
No. This was created from the person I got the decanter from.
Oh, okay, that's right.
Yeah, it's pretty wild looking. He did a good job of it.
Yeah, it's different.
So a sample or two of one of these. Next is going to be, again, I'm feeling generous, guys. I'm going to give away the bottle of the Sagamore, their standard rye release. This is the 83 proof, 83 proof Sagamore. So this is going to be up for grabs for the super chats as well, guys. Again, every $5 entry gets you, or every $5 super chat gets you an entry.
That's a nice sipping rye right there.
Absolutely, very, very underrated. Then I am going to also give a sample. I don't have the bottle with me. The bottle's at my house. Is going to be a sample of the Sagamore Bottled in Bond, the 4-year rye, the limited release they just put out. So I am going to give away a sample of that. And finally, I am going to give a half pint of a 1955 J.W. Dant. It doesn't have a label on it, but you can see the outline of the sticker on there. You probably can't see it in here. It is sealed completely.
Wow.
Let me see.
That's pretty badass.
Yeah. It was a really good bottle. I had another one as well. So I'm going to.
I'll PayPal you. I got locked out of my super chat on my wife's phone because
That's fine. So yes, that is going up for grabs as well, guys. So again, I wanted to give not only a Dusty sample away, but give somebody the chance to have more than a sample. They can have a half pint of a 1955 J.W. Dant. So
what about for the Sagamore stuff? Like whatever you may not have, I'll add to it. So I can give so whoever wins the Sagamore, like if you do it as a package, I can send out like the samples of the cask strength, the double oak. I don't know. I'm trying to think if there's another one. I don't think so. That'll give them like the full Sagamore little lineup if you want.
Yeah. So all right. So yeah, I have, like I said, the standard release and the bottled in bond. Okay. The standard release, like I said, I will give away the bottle of their standard, and then a sample of the bottled in bond 4 years. So it would just be the double oaked and the cask strength.
Yeah, all right. I'll throw those in there
then. 2 Wheels Down is in the house. Deborah C, 49 super chat. Don't drink all the Dusty. JG in the house. He's always commenting on my videos. $5 super chat. 877 mash now. Congrats on the subs. Thank you, JG. Much appreciated. Nate Cox is in the house. Robot Scott, $5 cheers at Dusty. Congrats on 1,500. Thank you, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and get these turkeys poured here real quick. Like I said, I don't want to cut into anybody's time. I know a lot of people are still over with Trev right now in his chat. Yeah, guys, a lot of stuff to get out to you guys. Again, as I appreciate it a lot for the support. The kind words and some people not so kind words, but that comes with it, right?
That's the fun part. That's when you kind of know you made it a little bit, when you get like asshole remarks or things that are just like completely crazy, which every one of us get. And sometimes it's like you just can't go down that rabbit hole with some of these people because I think they're just trying to bait you into things. So
yeah, it is what it is. It was on the worst comments I've received have been on the on the Blanton's video, unfortunately. That seems to be the one that gets people a little upset, but it's just it is what it is, man. That's that's just how I feel.
They have like a little bit of a sore sphincter, so they get a little worked up about the Blantons.
Something. Again, guys, a lot of giveaways. Top Shelf Dustin is in the house. What's going on, Dustin? He says, "Yeah, didn't eat those unkind words. Looks like your beard looks good, and your whiskey collection is good. You're awesome, nice dude. Suck it. Thank you, Dustin. Much appreciated."
Swami, screw that kid.
I like Dustin though, man. I like when he's in the chat. Makes some really good points on a lot of different things. So a lot of whiskey knowledge from him for sure.
I was talking about Swami, not Dustin.
Swami. Is Swami in the house too? I didn't see Swami.
That's 2 Wheels Down. That's 2 Wheels Down. So
is it? All right.
He changed his. I think he changed his name. I think that's.
So again, guys, a sample of either one of these wild turkeys tonight. a sample of the 2017 Pappy, the whole bottle of the Sagamore Standard Release Rye, a sample of the Sagamore 4-year Bottled in Bond rye. That was the limited release. Not sure what states it went out to. I think it went out to some. I can't remember what Brian said. And then the 1955 J.W. Dant that is still sealed and still has a really good fill level on it. Again, there's no front sticker on it, but you can see the outline of where it was. I do have a sticker on the bottle that I kept from my old one, but
yeah, that's pretty cool. So you're giving the whole bottle away?
Whole bottle.
Wow.
Whole bottle away. William Edwards, congrats on $1,500 $5 super chat. Thank you. Much appreciated. So look at the color. So let me see if you guys can see the difference. I don't know. So this one is the decanter, and this is the other 8-year. I don't know if you guys can see it. See the difference. Yeah, I mean, it's so much darker, and just such a different profile. And the decanter was damn near full, so it wasn't like a lot of air got into it. Yeah, it's so much darker. And then when you compare it to some of the ones like the other, where are we? God, this is difficult to do. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but like that's the decanter right here.
Yeah, you can totally tell.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. Let's see what else we got here. Yeah. Top Shelf Dustin said decanter is way darker. It definitely is. Swami, take that tailpipe and turn it sideways. Richie Z, $5 super chat. Cheers, Dan. Great live, brother. Thank you. Again, this is very new to me. Look at that. Stephanie Mitchie with a $5 super chat. That's my mama. Mama's in the house. Thank you, Ma. Appreciate that. I know you don't drink whiskey, so if you win, we'll have to pick somebody else.
Maybe you could maybe you could bake your mom a pie or something.
I don't know if she'd eat that, but yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into is David Jennings still in the chat? I know I saw him in here a minute or two ago. I wanted to ask him about that code on that bottle, because I know it was on one of Jason's lives that they talked about that, and I can't remember. I just can't remember what it was, like what the code was that was on there. But I'm going to go for a sip tonight. Again, guys, cheers to you. Thank you guys for being here. Scott, awesome to have you here. Thank you for hanging out. It's nice to have somebody else to chat with on here. And then having everybody down here as well. Justin Jenkins, $5 super chat, congrats on 1,500. You got a favorite Russell's Warehouse? Ooh, I mean, Warehouse A is always good. But to be honest with you, some of the older picks that I had a while back were from Warehouse K. I think Warehouse K is very, very underrated when it comes to warehouses. What he says, I will too pass on the Dusty Baked Goods. Top Shelf Dustin, $20 super chat. Thank you, Dustin. That is awesome. Wow, Richie Z, $20 super chat. Cheers, brother. Meant to do 25. Much appreciated, guys. Thank you so much. Yes, I don't think you guys want to eat anything that I bake, to be honest. It's not safe.
That G floor has become pretty popular.
Yes. G is another warehouse. G and K, I think, are the ones that are the ones that kind of slide under the radar. I had a Russell store pick that it was called Special K, like the cereal, and it was from Warehouse K, and that was probably one of the best Russell's single barrels I've had to date. Absolutely killer single barrel. So I think Justin Jenkins said he got a Warehouse K today. Yeah, it's I think you'll enjoy it. I think the profile that comes out of Warehouse K is very, very different from, again, they're all a little different, but just very, very kind of a profile for a Russell's. All right, so I'm going to get into I'm actually going to get into what is thought to be the older Wild Turkey, the little plastic bottle, but this was, if I'm not mistaken, one of the codes that was supposed to have some of the older stuff in it. And I'm going to put that up against actually, I'm going to compare it to both of these, the decanter and the 8-year, just to see what the difference is. Cheers, guys. Thank you all for being here. Much, much appreciated.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see like how these all kind of differ from each other. So
yeah, again, I know. I mean, I've kind of done this before, but one of the things I could tell you is like the spiciness that comes from the more modern stuff, as opposed to the spiciness that comes from the older stuff. There's definitely a difference there. And then not only that, but the mouthfeel is very different. And I'll kind of explain that too.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with just, the new-ish, like with everything being modernized, it's so technical. Everything is done by computer and all of that. So you can be very consistent, where I think back in the day, that wasn't the case. There were some imperfections or whatever it may be. So there were constantly things changing. So I think even as much as they want to say it was like a small batch back in the day, there probably were a lot of different variances, in those profiles. So
yeah, no, I agree. So he said, where was that? James E said the decanter in the photo was in 1979. Yeah, that was the only thing that I could find, only picture that I could find. I have my decanters put away somewhere in one of like the upstairs bathrooms. There's too many of them. But this one definitely was from a 1982. It was a turkey lore was what that decanter was.
You have a lot of whiskey when your decanters are now in your bathroom.
Yeah. There's I honestly, there's been a couple I just had to throw away. But then some of them that I like that were pretty cool, I put upstairs.
It's either two things: either you're a single guy, or you've broken the wife down to the point where she doesn't give a shit where you.
Yeah, like I said, I had to do it, man. I had to. It was too many, and some of them are big and bulky. They just take up way too much space. That's why I had to move some of my bottles here. Just because I have some at my house as well. So now I'm going to go and get into the 1981. Yeah, the 1981 Wild Turkey, and I'm going to kind of compare that to the little plastic bottle just to see. Yeah, so like on the nose, you get a little bit of that dusty funk, just a very, very little bit. Surprisingly, there wasn't a lot of that on this one. And, figured this is an 81 and then go back 8 years. So this was distilled early 70s, which is actually pretty old for some of the turkey.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, like there on the palate, there is no dusty funk on the palate, but the spice, the rye spice on the older one is it's a little more mute than it is on the modern day. Now, I don't know if that's something that's changed, over time, that it's sat in the bottle. I don't know. But I feel like there's a lot more like caramel, vanilla, a lot more like fruitiness and like cinnamon, like baking spices to it, but it's not as like rye spicy as you get from the modern day turkey. The mouthfeel is completely different. It's way more like buttery as it goes down. I don't know if Whiskey Mountains, if she's in here or not. Yeah, I had sent her a sample. I had sent her a sample of this, and I'm not sure if she would agree with me on this. I know I've sent out a couple samples. Scott, I may have sent one to you. I think Richie, maybe. I can't remember, honestly, who I send some of these samples. Peter White with Super Chat for $12. Peter, thank you very much. It is much appreciated, guys. Got 33 in the chat. Okay, Adriana is here. But yeah, so it's like I said, color-wise, like these guys are the same. There is really no color. Well, actually, it's hard to see.
The one in your right hand looks maybe a little darker.
Yeah. Well, that would be the turkey that's modern. The older ones,
Oh, maybe it's a light.
Or wait, did you mean my right hand? Did you mean this one on my right? Or
I
my
no,
left, your right?
no, I actually meant your right hand. My on my left, your right.
Okay, gotcha. Um, yeah, so man, it's so different. Just the mouthfeel alone, let alone like the spiciness from it. And it was like that, like when I got the bottle, I mean the fill was right at the shoulder. So there wasn't a lot of air influence that got to it. But I mean, it's tasted like that, like it's been consistent like that all the way through. Just very, very different in profile. And whoever gets a sample of this can hopefully be able to try it up against one of their wild turkeys and see. Again, the spiciness from that rye is not really there. It's there on the Dusty, but it's not as bold of a spice as like the modern day.
Yeah, you wonder if that just maybe is that the one from the decanter or no? Is that the more
No, this is the non-decanter. This is this guy here.
okay, okay, all right. So maybe it's just become a little more muted because
Yeah,
it's sat in the bottle for a while or whatever.
that's my guess. You know, because like you feel more of the spices from the modern day turkey, like on the middle of the palate into the back, where this one you get, or the older one, you get a little more of the spiciness on the front, but then it's just like smooth butter, like there's a lot of baking spices, but they're not like, they don't give you that spice, you know what I mean, that burn, like the rye spice.
You also wonder if some of that comes through just the distillation process, the more modern technologies, what the modern way of doing things allows you to pull more out of those grains. So therefore you get maybe a little bolder mouthfeel,
Yeah,
flavor profiles, things like that. So
yeah, it's very different.
yeah,
You know, these,
I'd be very interested to know like what some of those differences, may be from those older styles of doing things versus now in
yeah.
terms of what those characteristics may bring back then versus now.
Yeah, and that's even, I mean, this was obviously distilled in the early 70s, because being in 81 and then 8 years, um, they still had some technology back then, so again, maybe it was, maybe they hadn't switched to those hybrid grains yet, or like you said, maybe just, after time, those rye spices just became muted.
Right.
Yeah. So Adriana said it was definitely smoother, creamier kind of thing. So yeah, it's like it just has more of a buttery, like a buttery mouthfeel to it. And again, the spice factor is there. So whoever wins a sample of these, I'll just give away a sample of each one of these. That way, somebody gets to try one or two, just so you guys can see for yourselves what I was talking about. Younger wood used in casks. Tree has smaller rings. Modern corn is grown for yield. Yep, modern cleaner rows. Yeah, yeah. And again, that's something. Again, we talked about the hybrid corn that's used today, as opposed to the yellow, just the only yellow and white corn used back then. And the water differences, the wood differences, the yeast. Nowadays you have how many different kinds of yeast that they use, and they didn't have that, way back in the day. So, Donner Pass Whiskey says, drank quite a bit of Turkey 101 in the 80s. But in a tall, thin glass filled with ice, so I did not taste it the way I would now. Yeah, yep. JG says he thinks the big difference is not having more precise controls that can be done with today's computers. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I think a lot of that has to do with the technologies and stuff they have now is just, I mean, back in the day when they talked about like handmade bourbon, like it was literally handmade bourbon. You're talking about somebody that have to go and have to check constantly on these things. And I mean, it was really handmade back then.
Now it's like set it and forget it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, yes, you have your quality control people that go in and make sure that, everything's good. But all right, so I want to move on to the decanter. Again, this is still an 8-year 101 just from a decanter. And like I said, this was 1982. So again, you're talking early 70s, fairly early 70s when this was distilled. And again, very, very dark.
Very dark.
Yeah, very dark.
I'll be interested to see hear your thoughts on like what the mouthfeel is on that whiskey right there.
And then this is oh God, it's so hard to move these damn things, man. So this one is the decanter. And this one is not. Let me get right there. That seems to be the spot right there. So yeah, I mean, much, much darker than normal. Yeah, like this has like a super dark fruit aspect to it. That's the first thing I get is like it's like raisins. It's just nothing but raisins, like caramel raisin. There is no dusty funk to it. And whoever gets a sample of that, I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. There is no dusty funk on this. It is dark fruit. It's cinnamon, caramel. Like I said, those raisins. It's you don't like. I don't get any. There's no like smell that you get from like a decanter. I've never had any bourbon smell like it came from a decanter or anything like that, like any kind of like funky type smell. And we're gonna go with the new bottle of Wild Turkey that I just got today. Man, thank God these bottles are cheap, man.
Yeah,
I tell you,
what a great value bourbon right there.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable.
What did you pay for yours in your area?
22, yeah, $22. That's a steal for that. So again, there's no fruity, like dark fruit aspect to this is the modern day Wild Turkey, the bottle I just bought. There's no like dark fruit to it like there is on this decanter. It's so different. So different on the nose. I mean, you get your baking spices on the nose on this one, like a sweet, really like sweet caramel, maybe a little bit of honey.
Yeah, see, it's just where that modern one shines nowadays.
And again, there's that spiciness. Again, now if I were to compare these two, it would be very difficult. These are both the modern day ones. One is just supposedly have a little bit older bourbon in it than the other. Dustin says he doesn't think he's actually owned a 101.
Oh.
Wild Turkey One, Windy City Bourbon is in the house.
He spent so much money on scotch, he can't afford $22 on a bottle of 101.
That's right. I forgot Dustin he likes a lot of scotch. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna go into like I said, the one from the decanter. See now this one, yeah, God, this is it's like a caramel bomb. It's like a little bit of grape to it. The spice, like the rye spice that you get from it, it just sits on the middle of the palate, and like that's it. The spiciness doesn't flow down into the finish. It's a lot of like sweetness, like a sweet like candy on the front of the palate, and then it's like I said, there's baking spices right on the center of the palate, but it's like this darkness to it. Super, super oily. Very, very oily. And again, this is one that it has that buttery mouthfeel. Rare Bird says there's about 1,000 barrels going into each batch of 101. 20 barrels of 17-year-old bourbon ain't going to make a whole lot of difference. Just saying.
Give me all the whiskey.
So David Jennings that's what he was talking about, the two modern day bourbons. So it's, he said there is some 17-year bourbon, 20 barrels of 17-year-old bourbon. So it's just I guess just that little bit of difference. And it's not really, it's not really that much. Good. I'm glad he was able to answer that. It ain't called Top Shelf for nothing. Downer Pass Whiskey says, luckily the dusty decanters my wife brought home were painted glass with screw tops, so no worries about ceramic contaminants or disintegrated corks. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what David was saying. In theory, that's what the theory is around that. I mean, like I said, this decanter compared to the rest of the bunch is just it's the outlier. I mean, this is the one that is just so different in profile, so different on the nose than any of them. I do have another turkey decanter at home, but it's not cracked open. When I do crack it, I am going to have to figure out, like, I do want to taste it up against this one just to see. I want to look at the color, see if there's that consistency in the coloring with those decanters. I don't know. I spoke with the guy who tends to find a lot of these, and when he does his decanting, you can see that the difference in the color in a lot of those decanters. So it must be pretty common. Not saying there are 20 barrels of X in there, just saying it would take a lot of older barrels to make any kind of difference on the palate. Yep, I get it.
Yeah.
What's going on, Brewer? That's awesome. Yeah, it's so different, man. Yeah, whoever gets a sample of this, I would love for you to reach out to me with your thoughts on what you think, what you think of it compared to another turkey if you have one. Dustin, if for some reason you win this, you need to go out and get a Wild Turkey 101 at least to compare it, or get a sample from somebody. Maybe I'll send you a sample of one you compare it to. But yeah,
it is always fun to go through some of those like old ones, modern, and just kind of do a little side by side blind or whatever. Yeah. Just get a good idea of.
And I'm not sure if David. I see him enjoying the stream. I appreciate that, David. I'm glad you stopped in. Now I don't know if David has ever talked to Michael Veach before, but Michael Veach has a lot of knowledge of older bourbons and stuff like that as well. And again, a lot of those things are talked about. And some of the, again, like I said, the grains that were used, the yeast, the corn, all very different. But were they that different, from, early 70s when these were distilled? Was it really that different is my question.
I just wonder if it was the process. Now, everything is so computerized. They know everything down to the ounce or whatever it may be. It's so dialed in. Not that they probably didn't back then. I just think it has so much to do with the process, because those flavors, going back to the 80s and probably even 90s and maybe not 2000s, but the 80s, 70s, 80s, man, that profile is so different.
It is. It's, and then you go back 20 more years into the 50s, and that's something that's just very, very different. And then, it's like, it really is. It's like the further you go back, you got to think about how those processes changed, because, the whiskey processes, it did evolve. They found more efficient ways to make it, easier ways to make it, more cost efficient ways to make it. And so you had to think about that from way back when. It's just like, how were the processes so different? And I'd love to see how it was done from A to Z way back in the day, as compared to now. Now you can go on a tour and almost see how the whole process is done, as opposed to, what it was like back then.
And you kind of wonder how much different in terms of how they implemented the yeast strains and stuff in those whiskeys. Cause yeast kind of gets, not necessarily a bad rap, but there's not as much focus on ultimately how much of an impact the yeast really has on that bourbon outside of the mash bill. Everyone goes crazy about what the mash bill is, but even leading up to that, in terms of what the yeast strains are doing within that, that's a huge factor that gets way underplayed.
Yeah, and something too that you had to take into consideration. So not only the yeast, so think about Four Roses and the different yeast strains just that they use, you know what I mean, and how that can affect a whiskey. Right. But then we talk about think about Texas whiskey for a second, and the Bloody Butcher corn. Yeah. What that flavor profile does just from the Bloody Butcher corn is just absolutely crazy. So maybe back in the day when they used just white corn or yellow corn, maybe that's where those profiles came from, just like where Texas uses some of that Bloody Butcher corn and whatever other corn they use. maybe that's where that profile comes from. I'm trying to keep up on this chat, guys, and talk to you about some of these. Malt Review says Top Shelf Dustin, you need to check off an 80s cheesy Gold Foil off your list. Mind blowing. Maybe the best bourbon nose we've had. We had the 85. Yeah, I've never had any of the cheesy Gold Foil before, but I hear they're phenomenal. Malt Review's $1,200 bottle of bourbon at least. Who takes a credit card? Yeah, yep, they're not cheap. All the distilleries shared yeast years ago. See, now that's pretty interesting there too. He says, well, many, but not all. So yeah, I mean, that's just, so think about that, I mean,
yeah, that's a huge deal. Well, since DJ said that, I mean, think about that, like a complete different yeast strain now being used to, let's say, make two or just different batches of Wild Turkey 101.
Yeah.
I mean, you already have a huge difference right there in terms of what that yeast strain may implement into the overall flavor profile of what that bourbon's going to be like.
Agree. Because now, I mean, there can't be that many, and there may be some distilleries out there that maybe share yeast. I don't know. I doubt it. But if you think about what he just said, that they shared yeast back in the day. I mean, that can contribute to that flavor profile that that a lot of people talk about. I mean, that could be a main contributor to that.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh yeah, they did that. Can't compete with that." Malt Reviews had to imagine nose topping the 2019 Cream of Kentucky or King of Kentucky. I'm sorry. Remember, Pat Heist at Wilderness Trail can confirm that many of the yeast strains in Kentucky are related. That's cool. Top Shelf Dustin says those old Stitzel Pappies honestly were pretty epic on the nose. The body is still thin, but the nose is pretty epic. Yeah. I've actually had I had a Pappy sample of a Pappy 20 that was from, I want to say it was 2010 or was it 2009 Pappy 20. That was it was still Stitzel Weller, but what a difference, like from when it was Stitzel compared to now. I mean, just completely different on profile. Like everything, just to me, everything is so different from when Stitzel made it as opposed to now. Very, very different. It says, what's it? True. King of Kentucky can go toe to toe with the best Dusties. Very impressive.
Oh man, King of Kentucky, it can go toe to toe with just about anything.
Yeah.
That's one of the best whiskeys.
Yeah. Period. Dustin said his first Pappy 20 was a 2009. If I know how special that was, I know, right? That was Stitzel stuff in there, man. That's it's crazy to think about. Again, how different that stuff was.
Mm-hmm.
So really quick, I do want to compare. I'm going to pour a little bit more in these glasses. I want to compare the two older bourbons now. The 1981 8-year 101. Which again, I only have a little bit left, but I am going to give out a sample of that tonight. And then the 1982 Turkey Lore. I bought this one November 13th of last year. So I've given some samples out of it, but I put a little dent in this one.
You bought into the Pappy hype, eh?
Well, I mean, I've had this bottle of Pappy for a while now. Again, I would never go out and pay secondary prices for Pappy. To me, it's just not worth it. Now, if you were talking about the stuff that had Stitzel Weller in it, that's a little different. But I mean, it's worth retail, I would say. Especially when you get up to some of the older years, the 20 and the 23. If you could find it at what it actually retails for,
yeah,
I would say you might have a bargain. Finding that now is like a needle in a haystack. It happens, but it's extremely rare.
Yeah, and that really is part of the problem. I think when people refer to that stuff now, no one even defaults to like MSRP. It's just all secondary prices because nobody seems to ever pay. Well, usually some guy who's paid who doesn't have a job just to be stuffed in the front line somewhere. He's the only guy who has a chance to get it at retail.
Yep. So let's say Rare Bird says 1981 Wild Turkey 101. Yeah. It is good. I thought I have another open bottle, and I think that one is an 89. I think the other one I have at home is an 89, if I'm not mistaken. And then I have an 85 that is unopened, I think. I think it's an 85. I get my years mixed up, guys. I'm sorry. Had a pour of a 1981 decanter at a bottle share this summer. Wow, that's from John Kranz. Yeah. So David said, where was David? What did he say? I know for a fact yeast was shared from the 60s and earlier. Yes, I did do some research about that. It was when I was looking up some research from the pre-prohibition bottle I had opened, the special old reserve. I looked up, I started going into, because mine was from Melwood Distillery, which is a distillery obviously is no longer here. It folded up during Prohibition. But that's when I kind of went down that rabbit hole. I just kind of went back and looked at where things came from, where the yeast and stuff like that came from. And then speaking with Veach, it just took me down this rabbit hole of just like nerdiness, and I loved it. But yes, there was a lot of sharing of yeast, definitely prior to the 60s. I wasn't sure if the 80s and stuff like that had a lot of yeast that was shared. Not sure about that.
Back in the 60s, they probably did that over cocktail lunch.
Probably. It would have been interesting to see like how distilleries, communicated with one another back in like the 60s and stuff. And, you talk about like the fire at Heaven Hill and stuff like that, and how all the other distilleries came together and helped support Heaven Hill and all that. I wonder like how it was back in, the 60s and before, like if there was beef between distilleries, if they were really cool, maybe more connected than they are now. I would have loved to have known, but Big Vic, $10 super chat. Cheers and welcome back, brother. Cheers, Hawk. Will Henderson with a $5 super chat. I need some Dusty Turkey. Cheers to that. Where are we? Pappy gave Bill Samuels Sr. of Maker's Mark G Spills.
$4.99. He couldn't even pony up $5.
I think he sent a super chat earlier too. I'm not mistaken.
He did.
Mojo 88, base and bourbon. What's going on, buddy? Got Coy Hill Jack Daniels today. Love it. Oh my God. I want after and here's one of the comments that I got on the Jack video was the guy said what did he say? He said not even 2,000 subs and you get a sample of Jack Daniels Coy Hill to review. Dude, all I did was send them an email asking if I could review it on the channel. Like, I don't know anybody over there. I don't know anybody from anybody. All I did is send an email asking if I could. And surprisingly enough, they sent me a sample bottle to review on the channel. Like, that's all I did. I didn't do anything special. Like, and then say a comment like that. It's like, really?
And here's the thing to that. I mean, for all of these companies, not even just Jack Daniels, but for these guys to send out, whether it's samples or bottles or whatever, to a few handfuls of people, whatever, man, that's a drop in the bucket. I mean, for their marketing people, like, I'm really surprised, honestly, that there aren't more of them that just do it all the time to get these bottles in people's hands. I mean, nowadays, we know a lot of people go right to video for watching these reviews on things and all of that. And, it's, I don't know. I'm still kind of surprised that more don't, but hey, whatever. I mean, it's
yeah. But Mojo says Dusty friggin' Diggler. Yeah, that's funny. Oh goodness, that page 13 is throwing me off, Scotty. It's really throwing me off. I'm like, who's page 13?
Sorry.
Said Mojo says Dusty knows his shit, man. I mean, I don't really know that much, man. There's people that know a lot more than I do out there, but I do know some. I do know some. I mean, you talk about the likes of Michael Veach, David Jennings, and a couple guys that aren't. I don't think they're in the chat right now. My buddy Kurt. I mean, you talk about like some Dusty knowledge. This guy, like, he has like clippings of newspapers from like anything you could think of, any old bourbon you could think of, like. He has a story behind it. It's so cool. Employees from Scotch distilleries used to go make whiskey on closed stills just to keep them from rusting, protect the industry. That's badass. I never knew that. That is really, really cool, man.
Yeah.
That is really cool.
All right, hey, I want to jump off. I'm gonna let you wrap. I'm gonna let you wrap up the live stream. But hey, I wanted to say, big congrats. I mean, 1,500. That's a pretty big accomplishment. Getting to 1,000 was big,
Yeah,
and I'm sure the channel is only going to continue to grow, and rightfully so. I mean, you
I
deserve,
I
every
appreciate
bit
that,
of it.
man. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you, Scotty.
Yep, you're very welcome. Keep up the good work. Keep all the good reviews coming, and you got some more good stuff coming your way. That's for sure.
I appreciate it, man.
All
Thank you
right,
for
guys.
stopping
Good to see
in.
you. Hey, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
All right, buddy.
See you guys. Cheers. Have a good weekend.
All right. Oh, there we go. Now I'm full screen. This is a little weird. Don't mind the 1960s curtains to my left here. Cask and Ashes said had an early 80s Eagle Rare this week as part of an advent calendar. Tastes so different than modern Eagle Rare. Absolutely. The old Eagle Rare 101s are just, again, you're talking about something that just has a completely different profile to it. Very, very different from modern day. So I've read, again, I did pour a little bit more of the 81 Wild Turkey 101 in here, and then the 1982 decanter. Again, I know it's kind of hard to tell, but this is the decanter right here. So it's definitely darker from what I can see compared to it. But I'm going to do a comparison between these two old ones now. I'm going to start with the 8-year 101, the non-decanter. Again, there is no dusty funk to these turkeys. I have had a little bit of that dusty note to some turkeys, but not either of these two. And it's something that's just very strange to me, where that profile came from. It is still up for debate even to this day. Whiskey Mountains, y'all make sure to sub to my bourbon journey. The old guy that was on the right. That's funny. Oh man. Richie Z, Whiskey Mountains, smiley face and cheers. Steve A. And back palate. I get sweet oak and bubblegum bombs. Oh man. Now I'm gonna get into the decanter now. Again, this is just so different. It's like the deep, rich caramel and just like raisins. It is just like mashed, like not like a raisin juice, but it is just dark fruit dominant on the nose, and that translates. I mean, it goes onto the palate as well. You get that spiciness, a little bit of that spiciness just right on the middle of the palate. Oh my god, it's crazy. Like, for me to decide what I actually like better is very difficult. I like modern day turkey. I do like that spice factor, that high rise spice that I get from the turkey. But something about the mouthfeel, the finish, again, that oiliness from the older wild turkeys is just something that can't be duplicated. I'm not going to say it's easier to drink. I do wish that these older ones still had some of that rye spice, like that nice burn that these modern day ones do. Neither of these two have that. Maybe one of the bottles I have unopened has that spice, but I don't. That again, that is something that I've had before. I've tried before, and that was one of the first things I noticed was the difference between the spice between the two, and then the mouthfeel from the older wild turkey to today. It is just way more buttery, way more oily. And I know some people really like that spiciness from wild turkey, and that's why they buy it. I'll say you're really not going to get that on some of these older wild turkeys. I mean, there may be some that you do. Maybe the late 80s. Maybe you get some of that. I haven't had any turkey from late 80s. I don't think. Maybe 87. But like I said, I have an 85 unopened at home. Plus ups, cheers. Top Shelf Dustin said, Richie, just FYI, have you seen E.H. Taylor pick? I traded in a second for 2 small batches. Man, I'll tell you what. I had an E.H. Taylor single barrel. I think it was from 2016, I think it was. And I've had several, but that 2016 single barrel was one of the best ones I have ever had. The single barrel, one of the best single barrels I've ever had from E.H. Taylor. Really, really good stuff. Richie has got an email from the store telling me to come pick it up. First bottle I've ever gotten there from a lottery in 7 years. I've been shipping there. Damn. Mojo Base says, I have a 1989 101 8-year unopened. Nice. Whenever you do crack that, Mojo, let me know what you think compared to like a modern day turkey. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on that. Again, you know, for me, I enjoy, I like the older wild turkey better. There's nothing wrong with modern day turkey at all. It is a bargain of a buy. It has an amazing profile to it. I love wild turkey. I love the bite that it gets, the spiciness, the baking spices. It is a standard go-to bourbon in my bar. But for me, I think given the mouthfeel, the finish, I don't really want to say the drinkability, like how easy it is to drink, because it's really not that crazy of a difference between the spice and whatnot. But just the profile of the older wild turkey for me, I would put it ahead of the modern day turkey. I think, you know, for those of you who ever have a chance to go out and try some of the dusty wild turkey, don't pass it up. I think, you know, give it an opportunity. I honestly think it'll change your mind on a lot of things. Oh, they say you're lucky on that. This is picked from a well-known picker. It's good. Stag 16 tastes like an EH single on roids to me. EH Taylor barrel proof is more butterscotch. Top Shelf, give me 2 small batches. I think the 15 is the last Stag I'll ever see. How the market's changed. I can't find Stag Junior around here anywhere. Like the David Jennings, thank you for stopping in, man. Much appreciated. Thank you so much. I'm glad you stopped in. He says, thanks for talking about the best whiskey in the world. This is not up for debate. Yeah, I mean, it is wild turkey is something special, man. I'll say that. But yeah, you know, like in all the stores around me, it is like they're the most basic stores you will ever see. It is just like, it's like the Jim Beam, the standard Four Roses, the standard Jack Daniels, and then every now and again you'll get some random bottles. But I do have to travel outside of my area to go find anything that's worth picking up. So more often, you know, times, you know, I do have to go to the secondary, unfortunately, to try to find things, or maybe try to reach out to some people to try to find some bottles. It is very frustrating. I hate having to do it, but it's, you know, it is what it is. So guys, real quick, I do want to go over, what time am I at here? I'm only at an hour. I don't really care how long my live stream goes on for. I know I don't want to run into Bourbon's time. I think he starts at like 11. But I do plan on going a little bit longer. If you guys are willing to stay, I'd love to sit here and chat with you and drink with you and enjoy the evening. Top Shelf Justin, I had to spend $900 at a store. The right to buy a Stag 15. God damn. That's crazy, man. Man, let's talk about Ohio. Got 4 Stag drops this year. Ohio took a lot of allocations from other states. That's part of the problem. And taters hoarding. Absolutely, man. You know, it's funny. As I saw somebody selling on the secondary market a mini of a Blanton's bottle for $70. That's what they retail for a normal bottle. And you're selling a mini bottle of Blanton's for freaking $70. Like, what is happening, man? This is crazy. I don't get it. I don't get it. $70, I swear to God, for a mini of Blanton's. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh, God. It's killer. So again, guys, to me, as I said, I'll just say it now, I don't have to drink anymore to decide. Old Wild Turkey is my favorite. I do hope that I'm able to, whoever gets the samples of the Wild Turkey, I really hope you have a bottle of modern day turkey to compare it to, just so you can kind of see the difference. So what I'm going to do is I want to give people more opportunities to win tonight. That's just how I am, man. I'm very generous. So I'm going to give away 2 samples of the one that was in a decanter. I still have a little decent amount, maybe 8 to 10 ounces in that one. So I'm going to give away 2 samples of the 1982 Turkey Lore. And I'm going to give away a sample of the 1981 Turkey 8-year 101. Again, with every super chat, you guys are entered into a chance to win these. This is going to be a 1955 J.W. Dant. Extremely hard to come by, especially this year of J.W. Dant. You can still see this. Whoever wins this, you can still see the sticker on the front, like the residue of the sticker on the front of the bottle on here. So it is a half pint of a 1955 J.W. Dant. So this is also up for grabs with the super chats. Scott from My Bourbon Journey said he was going to throw in a sample of the Sagamore Double Oak, Sagamore Cast Strength. I'm going to send a sample of the Sagamore 4-year Bottled and Bond. Also is a 2-ounce sample of my Pappy 15-year. That's going in there as well. And then the bottle of the standard release of the Sagamore rye. So that is going up for grabs as well, guys, with those super chats. So we're not going to pick a winner yet, because I may give away more. I don't know yet. Who knows? The night is still young for me. So let me go back up in this chat here really quick. Those Stags 16 showed up in Ontario. Nobody knows what store had them. They were $85 Canadian and offered for $300 Canadian on Facebook in minutes. That's insane. That's just like the Four Roses that was released at the distillery. The first one to hit was like $2,700 on the secondary. That's unbelievable. So people brought actual campers. Man, I tell you, you gotta be good to read the chat and then be able to communicate with you guys, man. This is crazy. I know Jason's setup is more. I think he has a computer next to his other computer that has YouTube up. I'm not there yet, guys. I'm not there yet. I'm sorry. Basin Bourbon, the 10 years been discontinued almost a decade. I'm a PA border hopper. Basin Bourbon, nothing like 10-year-old Blanton's versus Benchmark 8. I'll tell you what. I don't know if anybody in the chat has ever had any of the Benchmark from the 70s. It is freaking amazing. That is an amazing dusty bottle of bourbon if you ever get a Benchmark from the 70s, like the mid-70s to the early 70s. That stuff is killer. Killer stuff. Well, let me see. I may have the comments. I may not have the comments on StreamYard here. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, my God. Thank you, Dustin. Now I can actually read the comments here on the right side of the screen instead of having to look down at my phone. Thank you, Whiskey Mountains. Thank you for that. I don't have to look at my phone now anymore. I waited for Coy Hill yesterday. People waiting for Blanton's, bought them all up because no horses came to people. Oh, goodness. Yes, I do see the comments now. That's awesome. I apparently didn't have that clicked or something. I don't know, but now I can see the comments over here. It makes it a lot easier than having to look down. Will Henderson, hit that like, everybody. Absolutely. What is everybody drinking? I didn't even ask that. What is everybody drinking tonight? I'm very interested to hear what you guys are drinking. I'm obviously drinking Wild Turkey. A lot of it. A lot of wild turkey. I do have to be careful though because I do have to drive. So I don't want to drink too much. I may have to hang out here and sit in the recliner and watch some TV before I have to go home. So I don't know. Mojo Basin Bourbon. Whoa. Here, Coy Hill is going into drawings. How do I do that? Oh, that's how you do it. John Kranz here. I don't have a mouse either, so I have to use my finger on the touch screen computer. Again, guys, I'm not prepped for this. I am not prepped for this right now. Todd D. Cheers, Dan. Congrats on 1,500. Looking forward to more lives. Thank you, Todd. I do plan on holding some lives. I was actually going to send out something on Instagram. It was going to be kind of like a questionnaire for you guys to see how, if you guys would want me to do lives of modern day versus Dusty, or do them as just a regular review and not a live. One of the things I wanted to talk about too was question whether you guys would want me to talk about the tasting notes more geared towards like food, or talk about the actual notes that I pick up. Just to see what your guys' thoughts are around that, just to try to help make the channel a little bit better, to try to give you guys a better idea of what I am tasting. Jason, I know from the Mass and Drum, he talks about he compares a lot of his whiskeys to food. So I don't know, I talk about food like a little bit, but then, I really just go off of notes, like tasting notes on what I get, not necessarily food related. But I don't know, if you guys want me to, try to compare it to food a little bit more, and then not only that, but like for future live streams, maybe do head to head for Modern Day and Dusty. There are, I still have a couple things lined up for that. I have a old granddad, modern day, that is modern day 114 versus a Dusty old granddad from National Distillers. That's a 114. Maybe doing a live stream like that. So just to kind of see what your guys' thoughts are on that, I'd be very interested, because again, it's something to try to make the channel a little bit better, more approachable for people. Wild Turkey. Windy City Bourbon says Wild Turkey Rare Breed Barrel Proof Rye. Yeah, buddy. Hey guys, go over and subscribe to Windy City Bourbon. Get a chance. Somebody could drop that link in the chat. Brent Bailey says Sagamore Night Mead Cast Rye in my glass. Nice. That's one I never tried. Never tried that one. Ashton Salts. No, I'm not at my house. This is actually my grandparents' house. Nobody lives here, so the little thing behind me once held their golf trophies, and I thought it was a perfect spot to put some whiskey bottles. So I gently removed the golf trophies, and I gently put my bourbon bottles behind it. So, and I rolled this big old barrel here in as well. I got it at what the hell's the name of the distillery? Clipper City. I think Clipper City had a brewery had like a sale. They were getting rid of barrels, and I went and bought one for like $10 or something like that. Just switched from 101 to decades. Nice, John. I like it. Peter White, Barrel Seagrass. Man, I'm gonna tell you, Barrel Seagrass is in my top 10 whiskeys of the year. I'm not going to tell you where it ranks, but that is something that is just so different and unique. An amazing whiskey. We'll say that. God damn. I'm trying to keep up over here, guys. I wish I had a mouse to make it so much easier than using my freaking finger. Sagamore Double Oak Rye, Smoke and Firewater. Hey, guys, go sub to Smoke and Firewater as well. They have a channel, and I remember Like now, like the bar behind them, they have a really nice setup. The bar behind them is just packed with stuff now. Packed. I was drinking one of the Mash and Journey Bullet Picks. Next will be Turkey something. Deborah C. Yeah, Deborah. I actually I had a little bit of the Mash and Journey. I think it was the blue one, the strawberry jam or something. I think it was. That's a really good one. Top Shelf does. He's at work. He set up office stores whiskey. Yeah, that's right. That's funny. Tom, what's up from Carroll County? Drinking Early Times Bottled and Bond. There you go, buddy. That's so about Early Times Bottled and Bond. They used to sell it here in Maryland, and I can't find it for the life of me. I don't know if they stopped sending it here, or maybe just again the liquor stores around me suck. But I had to reach out to a buddy, my buddy Daniel, and he was able to get me an Early Times Bottled and Bond. That is one of my top 5 bottled and bond bourbons out there. I think it's simply fantastic. I think it's just great for the price. Absolutely. Which one I was on those picks? I'm not sure. Oh, Deborah. Okay, Deborah C. Modern Day versus Dusty. Say what makes you think of. That's the most honest way to review. You got to speak to yourself, just like a writer writes their experience. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Again, I just want to make sure I give you guys the best kind of review I can. Again, I'm not the most entertaining guy, man. Like you got ADHD whiskey out there, the junkies and Trev and very comedic, personalities and stuff. And, I'll get there. I'm just very, very new to live streams. So we'll get there eventually. V-necks and medallions. There we go, baby. Now we're talking, JG. Whiskey Mountains. Thank you, Whiskey Mountains. Adam Olson with the $10 super chat. Yes, Dusty versus Mono will get my attention every time. Good to know. Good to know. And again, sometimes that's going to be difficult because eventually you're going to run out of stuff. There's like old JW Dant that was bottled and bond versus JW Dant today that's bottled and bond, which I think is still discontinued. You got Old Granddad. So there are some modern verse Dusty that I can do and set up for some live streams and stuff down the road. But eventually that'll have to come to an end just because there's not too many that are comparable. You have the old Overholt that was Old Overholt's been through a couple different different places. So modern day Old Overholt, you have Old Overholt that was made distilled by National Distillers. And then you have Old Overholt that was made, prior to that, Old Overholt was made at Broad Ford. For anyone who's never tried the Old Overholt from Broad Ford, Pennsylvania, it's probably one of the best whiskeys I've ever had in my life. I've had a lot of Dusty whiskey, and that is probably one of the best Dusty whiskeys I have ever had. Moving forward to when it was made by National Distillers, that again is something that is just unbelievable. It's so different. That Old Overholt from National Distillers, which is 70s-ish, 60s, I think like mid 60s, if I remember correctly, to mid 60s to I want to say maybe late 70s, was made by National Distillers. That compared to what the Old Overholt is now is a night and day difference. That 70s Old Overholt is amazing stuff. If you guys ever get a chance to try it. Nice. Those came out well. Everybody's saying, man, easy to drink it opened up. For the fifth person, I said that now. I'm drinking seagrass. That seagrass is crazy, man. It's good. It's really freaking good. Deborah C, I was hoping we could find. They made OGD 2 a while at National Distillers. Yep. Yeah, I have an OGD 114 that was National Distillers. That stuff is that stuff is killer. Just wondering when he wants to do the giveaway, actually, only because I can't do in bit at the same time as Trev. Adriana, is Trev is he still live right now? Mojo, I had an 85 old granddad last week and was all butterscotch. Man, I'm telling you, the older old granddad stuff is just whatever. It was almost like whatever national distillers had their hands on was epic. I mean, maybe not everything. There may be some stuff that I haven't tried from what when they were producing stuff, but everything that I've tried from them is just it's amazing. It's insane just to see the differences. And then again, back when they said Old Overholt was made in Broad Ford, Pennsylvania, finding those bottles is difficult. They are expensive, but again, like for me, that was one of the best whiskeys I've ever had. I do have a bottle of it. And I don't have it open yet. Maybe when I crack open for my 40th birthday in June. I do plan on doing a live for my birthday in June. I'm going to crack open something. I'm not sure what yet, but I do have some special bottles I plan on cracking open. But Broadford, when they made Old Overholt, was just it's unbelievable. If anybody ever gets a chance to try anything from then at a bar, or you see something in the secondary market or an estate sale or something like that, buy it, grab it immediately. I'm telling you, you will not regret it. All right, so you said Trev is hanging in there. Trev is still alive. He's planning to end donations in 10 minutes. Yes, a nursing home got hit by one of the tornadoes that missed him. God dang, that sucks. 70s old Weller. Malt Review says 70s old Weller. 7107 Gold Vein versus today's Weller Antique. That is actually one. I have a 107 modern day. I don't have a Weller 107 from the 70s, but I hear 1977 Weller Antique was one of the best years that was made. I actually don't have an old Gold Vein. Something I do would like to get down the road, but yeah, gold veins go for a gold mine now. Yeah, they're a little expensive. JG says, what day in June is my birthday? It is the 16th. The 16th of June. More reviews. Have you had any of this year's Diageo release? Been impressed. Grabbed the 8. Actual barrel proof back then, 103 barrel entry proof. Yeah, there was they have some Weller. They have some Weller that was 110 proof. So it was barreled 110 proof, and that was back in the 60s. I believe it was either a 50s or a 60s release. I can't remember the exact year when it was released, but it was a 10-year yellow label Weller from Stitzel Weller over at No More Brunner Port Ellen. My son's the 25th of June. Nice. I'm slowly trying to kill these turkeys, guys. So one of the lives I do plan on having is a bottle kill night. I do plan on having a bottle kill night. But every live I have, I can promise you this. Every live that I have, there's going to be a giveaway. Whether it's a sample, several samples in a bottle, I'm going to give stuff away. I would love to get to a point where, if I get enough followers like Trev and Scott, and I mean, Jason's way ahead, light years ahead of me. A lot of channels are. I would love to have something to support a great cause. That is something I plan on doing, but I do feel like I need to get some additional subscribers in order to really get really be impactful and meaningful for that charity. So that is something I do plan on doing. Just a little bit down the road again when I get some more followers. Much rather save money for auction. Old Springbank. Malt Reviews. They're using Bodega sherry casks and in the bottles. Lager, 20 man. You know what? You know what's pretty wild is I've never been the biggest fan of Scotch, but one person that really kind of turned me on to some Scotch was Matt from Whiskey Crusaders. He had sent me, I don't remember how many samples it was. It was probably like 20 different samples of Scotch. There's like a Bunnahabhain, like an older Bunnahabhain in there. But I was very, very surprised at how much I liked a lot of those. I can't remember the names of all of them. But there was, I'll tell you, out of all the, it was like 20 some samples, but I would say 10 of them were something that I would actually go out and buy and drink on a regular basis. I was very, very surprised at how much I liked them. I know one was a Bunnahabhain that was a little bit older. Gosh, I still have the sample bottles with what was on them, but I can't remember right now. But there was a lot of those scotches I actually liked. Very surprised. Give Whiskey Mountains a wrench. I thought I did. I thought I gave Whiskey Mountains a wrench. Yeah, Whiskey Mountains crushed it with her fundraiser. I mean, that was an impressive. Let me see how to do that. I'm not sure how to do that. Let me see here. I know how to do it. Whiskey Mountains. How do I make you? I know there's a way to do it. I thought I had you as a wrench. How do I go in here and do this? I know there's a way to do it. Whiskey Mountains is a small subs for the PC term for small people. Nowhere's to live by. Was barely over 600 subs. Katie Turk raised 11,000. That's insane. My mind will never be blown like that. That is impressive. That's impressive. That's unbelievable. To be able to raise that much money for a charity, I mean, that's insane. You know what's crazy too is there's famous people out there that make money that hand over fist, and you have Adriana. What'd she say? Less than 600 subs or something, and did $11,000. Like, think about how impactful that is. Like, that's so impressive. That blows my mind. That's so much money. That's awesome. That's so awesome. Yes, Adriana is absolutely amazing. No doubt. She was the first person I messaged to see if she could run the super chats and stuff for me. So we are actually going to be doing that here soon, guys. I'm almost up to an hour and a half. I do just want to figure out how to make Adriana a wrench, which I thought I could do, but I'm not quite sure how to do it right now. If anybody knows how to do that in here, I don't remember how I did it the first time, but I don't know. I don't know where it is. Hit the 3 dots to the right of my comments in the chat. Okay, let me try that. Again, guys, this is all new stuff for me, man. Oh, snap. I think I got it. Adriana, could you post something really quick? A little message. I think I did it. So you guys know more than me, man. I don't even. Let me see. I think I got you. Bourbon Cigars with the $5 super chat. I'm late, but wanted to jump in to say hi. Thank you, Bourbon Cigars. Much appreciated. And thank you for your support. I know I see you on Instagram and stuff all the time. So thank you. Thank you for the support. Thank you all for the support, man. It's it's pretty wild. I never thought I would have a YouTube channel. After going to Kentucky with Jason and Scott, they convinced me to do it. And this whiskey community is just so amazing. There's a lot of amazing people. There really are. It's just, it is really such an amazing group of people who are just always willing to reach out and help and support and promote. It's really unbelievable. And to like what Adriana was able to do with hers, again, that $11,000 for I can't even really say anything about it. It's unbelievable. But thank you all again for the support. I do appreciate it. I'm surprised I even have this many people in the chat room right now. I wasn't expecting this tonight, so thank you guys. Collecting wrenches left and right. Yeah, Katie, she's the real deal. She is the real deal. Mojo says I gave a guy an unopened ECTB. Was it the Elijah Craig Toasted Barrel for it? But 6. Whoops. Whoa. Whiskey Mountains, you look good in blue. Top shelf. How about a bad beatdown? Does Alabama put on the Bearcats? Adriana, could you let me know when Trev has done his giveaways? That way I can I'll do mine after he has done his. Picked up a good favorite color. Katie Turk. Got to get a toolbox. Katie Turk. Whoa. How do I do this? No. Got it. It's weird. Like when I click on the 3 dots on the actual screen, it doesn't do what I need it to do. But on the phone, it worked. I don't understand. Oh, there we go. All right. Where are we? I don't even know where I am anymore. Not even a trade. Bearcats fan. Trev, because Dusty Dan, you're a great dude. Keep being you. Appreciate that, man. I try. Deborah says Trev hasn't even started the giveaways yet. I'm just glad he's okay. That's pretty scary. What's happening over there right now? I mean, you could hear the rain and the hail and the thunder in the back. I mean, it's pretty scary. Hopefully maybe he has a basement. Hopefully. He's supposed to be wrapping them up now and sending me what I need to run his, but currently giving a speech. Oh, goodness. Just cut off donations on Trev's stream. Where are we? What does this say? Trev's got a ton of giveaways tonight. I would probably go when you are ready. Yeah, I mean, I can go over and I can do the giveaways. We can do the giveaways now, actually, guys. Let me just run through them. One more time, just so everybody knows. So, old Carter by the etch, old Carter son. So when Scott from My Bourbon Journey, Jason, the Mash and Drum, and I went to Kentucky, we were able to meet up with Mark and Sherry Carter at the Sealbox Hotel and spend an evening with them. Actually, it was probably half a day with them because we met them earlier and went into. So when we met them, we walked into their what would be now place right next to Justin's House of Bourbon, but it wasn't done yet. But we walked in and kind of looked around. It was still heavily under construction. And then we hung out with them, and then we went and spent an evening with them at the Sealbox Hotel, just drinking and telling stories. And they gave me this bottle that was it's actually bourbon batch 2. I think it's the one that was distilled in Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was his Dickel. But it was nice. They signed the bottle. That I hope that's Sherry's. I don't think Mark will give me hugs and kisses. You never know, though. But yeah, I mean, that was really nice of them to do that. But yeah, I think this was the Yeah, distilled in Tennessee. Batch 2 bourbon was their George Dickel one. I tell you, man, you talk about some amazing people. Amazing people. Who's that? Katie Turk. Katie, you are welcome. Absolutely. Where are we here? Probably a phenomenal day. Man, that was awesome. It's just like when you run into people that have so much passion and pride in what they do, there's just something about it. Like, those are two things you can't teach someone. And I talk to a lot of guys about that. It's about having passion and pride in what you do. It's something you can't teach somebody. It has to come from within. And they just have so much passion and pride in what they do. And I told them that a while back, and it's just, yeah, I know Sherry took that to heart. But it's so true. I mean, you just talk about like what they do for the community, and the willingness to meet up with people, have a sit down and have a drink with them. I mean, it's just not, you can't do that with everybody, and it's just they do it all the time, and they really do put their love into what they do, and that's something that makes a difference. Favorites, Katie. Favorite style of Old Carter. I love their bourbon batch 5. That was my whiskey of the year last year. I will say I did a review on their American whiskey, and that was impressive. Their American whiskey batch 5 was unbelievable. I do like their ryes, but I feel like I like their bourbons and their American whiskeys more. I haven't had a lot of their American whiskeys, but the American Whiskey Batch 5 was very, very good. Very good. But I guess I would have to say their bourbons, just because I haven't tried. I haven't tried enough of their American whiskeys to really compare to the bourbons. But the American Whiskey Batch 5 was really, really good. And I think I tried I can't remember, maybe number 2, number 3. I can't remember. American whiskey is their shining. Yeah. The American whiskey was unbelievable, man. We've got like 25 giveaways on Treb Stream and haven't started yet. I think you can pick random numbers between 1 and 51 for each giveaway prize. All right. First one, humble folks, Katie Turk and I have Old Carter American Whiskey Batch 5. And hide it from myself. That's funny. Batch 5 is a hitter. It's top tier. Rise, yeah. Likes gave me 3 samples. One was Barrel 23. I hear their I've tried 2 of their single barrels. A buddy had sent me a sample, and those things are killer too, man. Like I said, I've only tried a couple of their single barrels, 2 of their American whiskeys, 2 or 3 of the American whiskeys. I can't remember. Some of the ryes, and probably I've tried more bourbon than anything. Guys, I got to finish my turkey here. I got to pour it. I'm just sitting here talking. Oh, that's a decanter. It's like raisins. Anything Old Carter is a hitter. Yeah, man. Absolutely. That Whiskey Mountains don't suck. All right, guys. So again, so really quick before we do this drawing here. Again, I'm going to give away 2 1-ounce samples here of the Wild Turkey, the 1982 Turkey Lore, the decanter. I'm going to give away 2 samples of that. I'm going to give away a 2-ounce sample of the Wild Turkey 1981 Wild Turkey 8-year 101. Going to give away a sample of that. A 2-ounce sample of the Pappy 15 from 2017. Going to give that away. Also going to give away bottle of the Sagamore Standard Rye Release. And then finally, the bottle of the 1955 J.W. Dant, still sealed, a little down past the shoulder, but for something that was that 70 years old now, if I'm correct, 70 years old, is still in amazing shape. And the last bottle that I drank was delicious. So, let me just go through these chats here real quick. All right. So, Adriana, you said numbers 1 through 51. Is that right? And whoever, if the person that wins is in the chat, I would like for them to pick the next number. That way I'm not the one that's picking numbers. Trust me, man, I would love for all you guys to win something. But that's just, I would love to give everybody something, man. But, I can't, unfortunately. I would love to. All right. So Steve A says, yes, 1 through 51. All right. So, I'm going to go first with, all right. So first we're going to do, I forgot about the sample of the 4-year Sagamore Bottled and Bond Rye. So we're going to do that sample first. All right. So I'm going to pick number 8. Adriana, that is my number. This is for the Sagamore 4-year Bottled and Bond Rye, number 8. I can't thank you guys enough for joining me here tonight, man. Again, I wasn't expecting even. I think I saw like 40 in the chat at one time, but thank you guys for being here, man. It's awesome. I love it. I love sharing with everyone. Said I don't like Chattanooga. You know what's crazy, man, is I've never tried anything from Chattanooga. Never. Not a single thing from Chattanooga. I've heard good things and bad things, but never heard anything. So Adam Olson wins the sample of the 4-year Bottled and Bond Rye. Congrats, Ryan. That is awesome. Or Adam, I'm sorry. Is Adam still in the chat? I don't think he might not be in the chat anymore. Yeah, he may not be in the chat right now. All right, so I guess I will have to pick another number. So what does this say? Chattanooga is doing interesting stuff. Don't sleep on their experimental stuff based on their bourbon. Nice. The average drinker is in the house. I'm so glad you stopped by. I know you were in Trev's chat. Thank you so much for stopping by. I don't know when he's doing his giveaways, but I'm doing my giveaways. Now. So, cheers, the average drinker, guys. If you haven't yet, head over to the Average Drinkers YouTube channel and subscribe to Instagram as well, and subscribe. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Make sure you guys head over there and subscribe. You will not be disappointed, I promise you. At reviews, he is here. Okay, so Adam is here. Yeah, all right. Nice, Adam. Congrats on that. Mojo says unique giveaways, Dusty Dan, besides the good convo and knowledge, the giveaways is insanely interesting. Appreciate that, man. I tell you, that's Mojo88 is always commenting on my videos, Insta, and then on the lives as well. So thank you so much for your support, man. Again, for all your guys' support. It's crazy. Again, I'm not the most entertaining guy, man, but I will drop my whiskey knowledge, and I love a good chat. So thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. So Adam is picking number 34. Adriana, he is picking number 34. Yep. Let's put that up there. There we go. So Adam picked number 34. Again, Adam won the 4-year sample of Bottle and Bond. This next is going to be the sample of the 2017 Pappy 15. So whoever wins this is getting the sample of the Pappy 15 year. Daniel H. That's funny. So Daniel is actually the one who helped me grab a bottle of the Remus 5. Again, that is not something that I find around here, and he was able to help me find a bottle of the Remus 5. The first bottle I received from another buddy actually came cracked. It was badly cracked, and luckily I only lost maybe 6 ounces of it, but was able to salvage the rest of it. Filtered it through some coffee filters to make sure no little chunks of glass were in there. But yeah, he was able to really help me find a bottle of that Remus 5, and I'm so glad he did, because that is something. That's another bourbon that is in my my top whiskeys of the year, without a doubt. Where are we here? More reviews. I don't know if Daniel H is a hero. Remus 5, Orange Tootsie Pop, 3rd place of the year behind Russell's and Coy Hill now. Okay. Malt reviews. Gotta tell you, the American Obtanium Nulu, both MGP. Yeah. Cat's Eye Distillery for the. All right, so I don't think Daniel H is here. So I will pick a number for Daniel. So let me see here. So we got the 4-year Bottled and Bond Rye. We got the Pappy 15-year. Let's do the sample, a 2-ounce sample of the 1981 Wild Turkey 8-year 101. This is for a 2-ounce sample of the 8-year 101. We're gonna go with number 44. Adrian, let's go number 44 for a 2-ounce sample of the 1981 Wild Turkey 101. And I'm going to drink because I'm not drinking enough right now. Again, guys, I promise you these lives will get better. Just I'm a rookie when it comes to this. Yeah. You know, again, that's another thing I haven't tried is I never tried anything from Nulu either. Never had anything from Nulu. I hear that ADHD Whiskey's Pick from Nulu is very, very good, but I've never had anything. Windy City Bourbon. Oh boy. I know they were in the chat earlier. I'm not sure if they are now. That's awesome. So Windy City wins a 2-ounce sample of the 8-year 101. How much do I have left in this? I want to try to give everybody a chance to win something, man. I mean, that's definitely all right. So let's do this, Adriana. Let's do this. We're gonna do another 2-ounce sample of this. I maybe have 6 ounces left, if that, maybe 8. We're gonna do another 2-ounce sample of the 8-year 101. Just to Windy City Bourbon. Cool. Okay. So Windy City Bourbon says number 51. This is for another 2-ounce sample of the 8-year 101. Windy City Bourbon. That's cool. Good deal. Congrats. Congrats, Windy City. Guys, again, head over to the channel. Subscribe. I really need a mouse. I cannot use my finger for this. This is bad. But I'm really glad the chat is right here instead of having to look down at my phone. I wonder how up to date it is, though. What does the last thing say? Got it? Got it. Okay. I guess it's up to date then. All right. I need to drink something else here. I'm drink some Forgate. So again, this is number 51 is going to be another 2-ounce sample of the 8-year 101, and then we're going to move on to the two samples of the decanter for the 8-year. Which Forgate? Dustin says, which Forgate? This is the Kelvin Collab number 2. Kelvin Collab number 2. I put a dent in this one. I have the Kelvin Collab number 1 at my house, and I have what is that? The Foundation, the Split Stave. I got a couple of them there. This one's really good though, man. I really like this one. I don't want to drink too much. So I do have to drive. Robot Scott is the winner of the second 2-ounce sample of the 8-year 101. I think Robot Scott is actually local. I might be able to meet up with him. Might be able to meet up with him for this one. Forgate, what does it say? Forgate Toasted Rye impressed me a lot for 200. It's better. Man, that's I tell you, those guys are doing an amazing job. I'll say that. Doesn't say I got 10 Forgates. That's awesome. Tell you, those guys know where it's at, man. I regret not getting a second bottle of that collab too. Dude, man, this collab too is freaking delicious. I think this is this may have been my number 3 or number 4 whiskey from last year, maybe number 4. So I think the Wild Turkey 17 was number 2. Number 3, I think, was the Jack Daniel's Rye, and then I think number 4 was this was the Kelvin Collab number 2, if I'm not mistaken. Hey Hendo, is Trev doing his right now as well? If he is, I can put a pause to this. Whoa. All right. I don't know what happened right there. Magnus Cigar Batch 50 was high on my list, but shit around 200 I exclude kind of. Hear me at all? Maybe my Wi-Fi strength is really poor. Maybe it's piss poor over here. I don't know. Trevor's having some issues, but is getting it worked out. Oh yeah, you know what? I think I'm actually I think Can you guys hear me? Am I here, guys? I'm sorry. I can't tell. I don't know. Am I back, guys? Can you hear me? Can you see me? I don't know. Hopefully. Okay. All right. All right, cool. So all right, so I'm good. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish these. Is Adriana still here? All right, cool. Bubble Bath Bourbon, what's going on? All right, so I still have a couple giveaways. Hey, Bourbon, have you gone live yet? Am I are you running? She's sort of here. That's funny. Oh god. Maybe the 1960s curtains are interfering with the Wi-Fi. You never know, man. All right, so Bourbon is actually holding for me and Trev. So, all right, let me finish up here then, guys. All right, so we got 2 ounces of this wild turkey to give away, and then we have the Sagamore bottle to give away still, and then the 1955 JW Dant to give away as well. So, who won that last one? Robot Scott. I don't think he's. Hey, Steve A. Steve A, if you're in the chat, can you pick a number between 1 and 2? This is going to be for a 2-ounce sample of the 8-year 101 and the decanter. So my mom is actually in the chat. She says, "Stop making fun of Gigi's curtains." They may be blocking some of the Wi-Fi. So Steve said number 27, Adriana, number 27. That's empty. I'm about to drink an empty glass. I don't think that was used, Steve. I'm not sure, though. Yep. I didn't even see. Oh, Hendo. Uh-oh. Hendo gets a 2-ounce sample of the 8-year 101 decanter. Hendo, if you can pick a number between 1 and 51, please. This is for the second sample of the Wild Turkey 101. I'm on Amazon right now trying to find this. They're hard to see. They're hard to see right now. I got it tied up a little bit. Old green curtains, man. Still got a couple of things out here to give away, guys. Still have another 2-ounce sample of the 8-year 101. And then we're going to go to the bottle of the Sagamore, the 1955 J.W. Dant. So. Hendo, can you give us a number? 33. There we go. Good number. 33. Who's the winner for the second 2-ounce sample of the 1-ounce sample of the Wild Turkey 8-year decanter? Pretty up to date. All right. I like using this chat more than the other one. Oh, Katie. The newest wrench. The newest wrench wins the 2-ounce sample of the Wild Turkey 101 8-year. Congrats, Katie. Katie, if you are on, if you can pick a number between 1 and 51, it's going to be for the bottle of the Sagamore standard release rye, the 83. Yeah, if somebody can drop Bourbon's link to his channel in the chat, that would be greatly appreciated. Indeed. I think it's raining here. I can hear some rain. Katie Turk picked number 14. 14 wins the bottle of the Sagamore Rye standard release. Number 14. Hello, Grace. How are you? Bourbon. FVOG. I don't know what that means. Magbus 50 has a key lime pie cover of burnt candy, orange rinds, caramel drizzle, and a plum. Big storms here too in Ohio. Yeah. That's pretty wild, man. Oh, that's a spam bot? Nice. Nice. Thanks, Grace Roberts, for ruining everything. Oh, my goodness. Deborah C. wins the bottle of the Sagamore Rye. Congrats, Deborah. Calm currently here. On my game. No worries. No worries at all. says let's guys. Number 3 is going to be the winner of the 1955 JW Dant. This is the last giveaway I have tonight, guys. Another live stream, guys. There. Number 3, last one in the night, 1955 JW Dant. Who gets it? Stuff. All right, here. Who is going to be the lucky winner? I just oh my God, Richie Z. Richie Z wins the bottle of the 1955 JW Dant. That is crazy. I'm going to tell you, man, Richie Z is always in the chat rooms, man. Always in the chats. He's always on Instagram. I text Richie all the time. That's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. No doubt. Again, congrats, Richie, on the 1955 JW Dant. Again, guys, I wish I had enough stuff here to have everything. I know some of you guys, send some very generous super chats, so thank you. I do appreciate it. I am going to hold another live stream here probably next week. I'm going to do a bottle kill giveaway. I'll do a couple bottles. I'll drink a couple bottles that are almost done, and we're going to do a giveaway. I am going to probably have another Dusty bottle giveaway, as well as some samples and stuff like that. So, thank you guys all for being here. Thank you again for your generosity, for everything. Again, your support for the channel, guys. It is much appreciated. I had a fun time with you guys. Again, I would continue to go on all night, but I know Trev is over there still giving some stuff away. Bourbon is going to go on, guys. If you guys want to head over to his channel, he's going to be on after me. Yes, Hendo, please hit that like button. Well, where'd it go? Hit that like button before you go, guys. Again, thank you. 1,800 more. Much appreciated, guys. Again, I wish I could send everyone something, but hopefully, I'm able to get to reach out to everyone, get a sample or something into each and every one of your hands. Again, it's only because of you guys that I'm here. So, thank you guys for everything. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Again, I know Trev had a big live stream, a very impactful live stream. Prior, during mine, but thank you guys for being here. It is much appreciated, and I will see you guys next time on Dusty Dan's Whiskey Reviews Live. Again, we'll probably do a bottle kill night, or maybe we'll do the old granddad comparison. We'll see. Thank you guys for coming out. Cheers to everyone, and I will see you guys next time. Cheers, guys.